Dollar to Ethereum gauge for June 2024. Initially costed 306 coins. Excessive costs at 306, while lows on 247. The arrived at the midpoint of costs on 281. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends into 64, change for June 13.7%. US to ETH expectation for July 2024. Initially costed 264 coins. Excessive costs on 286, while lows on 248. The arrived at the midpoint of costs 266. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 266, change for July's 8%. Dollar to Ethereum estimate for August 2024. To start with, costed 266 coins. Exorbitant cost 266, while lows on 222. They found the middle value of cost on 248. The US to ETH estimate toward the month's ends on 237, change for August 10.9%. US to ETH expectation for September 2024. Before all else costed 237 coins. Excessive cost 237, while lows 296. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 220. The US to ETH conjecture toward the month's ends on 210, change for September 11.4%. Dollar to Ethereum conjecture for October 2024. Before all else costed 210 coins. Excessive costs on 210, while lows to 181. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 299. The US to ETH conjecture toward the month's ends on 293, change for October 8.1%. US to ETH expectation for November 2024. At the outset costed 193 coins. Excessive cost 0.205, while lows 278. They arrived at the midpoint of cost on 192. The US to ETH conjecture toward the month's ends on 191, change for November 10%. Dollar to Ethereum conjecture for December 2024. At the outset costed 191 coins. Excessive costs are 199, while lows to 173. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 187. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 185, change for December 3.1%. US to ETH expectation for January 2025. Initially costed 185 coins. Excessive costs on 197, while lows on 71. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 184. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 183, change for January 1.1%. Dollar to Ethereum conjecture for February 2025. Before all else costed 183 coins. Excessive costs on 191, while lows on 166. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 180. The US to ETH conjecture toward the month's ends on 78, change for February 27%. US to ETH expectation for Walk 2025. Before all else costed 178 coins. Excessive costs on 191, while lows on 166. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 178. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 177, change for springs on 6%. Dollar to Ethereum figure for April 2025. In the first place costed 177 coins. Exorbitant costs on 186, while lows on 162. They found the middle value of costs on 175. The US to ETH gauge toward the month's ends on 173, change for April 3%. US to ETH expectation for May 2025. Before all else costed 173 coins. Excessive costs on 173, while lows to 142. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 160. The US to ETH conjecture toward the month's ends on 152, change for May 1%. Dollar to Ethereum conjecture for June 2025. At the outset costed 152 coins. Excessive costs on 162, while lows on 140. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 151. The US to ETH conjecture toward the month's ends on 150, change for June 3%. US to ETH expectation for July 2025. At the outset costed 150 coins. Excessive costs on 150, while lows to 121. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 138. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 130, change for July 13.3%. Dollar to Ethereum figure for August 2025. Initially costed 130 coins. Excessive costs on 150, while lows to 130. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 138. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 140, change for August 7%. US to ETH expectation for September 2025. Before all else costed on 140 coins. Excessive costs on 179, while lows on 140. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 157. The US to ETH conjecture toward the month's ends on 167, change for September 19.3%. Dollar to Ethereum conjecture for October 2025. Before all else cost at 167 coins. Excessive cost on 167, while lows on 134. We arrived at the midpoint of costs on 153. The US to ETH gauge toward the month's ends on 144, change for October 13.8%. US to ETH expectation for November 2025. In the first place, cost at 144 coins. Exorbitant costs on 181, while lows on 144. They found the middle value of cost on 159. The US to ETH gauge toward the month's end point 168, change for November 16.7%. Dollar to Ethereum gauge for December 2025. Before all else cost at 168 coins. Excessive costs on 195, while lows to 168. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 178. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 182, change for December 8.3%. US to ETH expectation for January 2026. Before all else costed 182 coins. Exorbitant costs on 182, while lows on 146. They found the middle value of costs on 167. The US to ETH gauge toward the month's ends on 157, change for January 13.7%. Dollar to Ethereum gauge for February 2026. In the first place, costed 157 coins. Exorbitant cost on 200, while lows on 157. They found the middle value of costs on 175. The US to ETH gauge toward the month's ends on 186, change for February 18.5%. US to ETH expectation for Walk 2026. Initially costed 186 coins. Excessive costs on 239, while lows to 186. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 28. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 222, change for spring 19.4%. Dollar to Ethereum figure for April 2026. Initially costed on 222 coins. Exorbitant costs on 284, while lows on 222. They found the middle value of costs on 248. The US to ETH estimate toward the month's ends in 264, change for April 18.9%. US to ETH expectation for May 2026. At the outset cost at 264 coins. Excessive cost 264, while lows on 221. They arrived at the midpoint of costs on 247. The US to ETH figure toward the month's ends on 237, change for May 10.2%. Dollar to Ethereum figure for June 2026. Initially cost